Welcome to The Know, I'm Meg Turney, and I was filming something completely different today, so I look a little crazy pants. Let's just all move on, yeah?
No.
Tyler, shut up. Today, IO Interactive, the company behind the upcoming Hitman, announced that you can get the game for just $35 when it finally hits shelves on March 11th, 2016, delayed from December. You may recall that we covered that whole delay last week. Now, in that update, we actually spelled out what we knew so far about Hitman's really strange release schedule. We have a lot more details today, but if you didn't catch that update, you can click the annotation, or you can stay here, and of course, I'll give you a rundown of everything you need to know. We should call a channel that. Basically, up until today, all we knew was that they were going to release a good chunk of the game up front, with additional content following in the months after release. They weren't calling it an early access game because they didn't want to imply that the game was unfinished or that the content was flexible based on fan feedback, and they weren't calling it episodic content because the updates were going to be free. It was all really confusing, honestly, but they've clarified a lot of the points today, and they've said exactly what we're getting and when in a blog post that says, in part, on March 11th, 2016, we will release the initial launch content, which contains 3 locations: Paris, Sapienza, and Marrakesh, featuring 6 campaign missions. The blog post continues, following March, we will release 1 new sandbox location per month in April, May, and June. Each location will come with additional missions, signature kills, and more contracts targets, and of course, new disguises, weapons, and ways of taking out your target. Now, April's location is Thailand, May's got the good old US of A, and June rounds out the add-ons with Japan. In addition to those monthly location unlocks, there will also be weekly content, which features live, time-sensitive targets, fan-made contracts, and contracts that IO Interactive comes up with. So, all 6 locations and all the weekly updates are included in the $59.99 price tag. So, how do you get it for $35? Well, IOI is introducing a Hitman intro pack, which lets you try out the game's content without slapping down all 60 buckaroos. You can fork over just $34.99 and try all of the game's launch content. That's the first 3 locations we talked about earlier, the 6 campaign missions, all the contracts that are in those locations, and all of the weekly content that takes place in those areas. If you decide you like what you see, you can cough up an additional $29.99 to unlock everything. For those of you who don't do math quickly or who aren't doing it right now because you're watching YouTubes, don't do math. Be advised that if you do decide to go with the starter pack, then you upgrade to the full game, you do end up paying $5 more instead of the all-at-one price. Just a heads up. Also, according to the graphic posted on their announcement blog, you can guarantee yourself access to the game's beta by pre-ordering the full version of the game, but not for Xbox gamers because the beta is only on PS4 and PC. So it's a lot of information to take in, so I asked our resident giant Hitman fan what he thought of all of this info. Gav, what do you think? That's it. He said it all. So, guys, in our last chat about Hitman's release schedule, some of you were skeptical. What do you guys think now? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget, you get the very best in video games and entertainment right here, so make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel so you can know what we know and be in the know on this show. Aren't you? Wearing sweatpants, and I'm gonna pull him up now. This is what they would look like if I wore them all the time. You're gonna take me away.